Hi, hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to Life with Lily. Like I said before, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And if you watch all my videos, welcome back. I'm Layla, and today's video is going to be another episode 3 of Let's Talk About It. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about anxiety/stress, overthinking, and procrastination. So if you want to hear more about what I'm going to be talking about in this video, continue on with the video. Let's get into it. The first part of this video is going to be about anxiety and stress. Now, your girl is a pro athlete at anxiety and stress. Like, the way that I can get stressed out sometimes about the smallest details, about the smallest situation, tears running down my face, not to the point where I have anxiety attacks, but like really, like you would look at me and be confused on why I was so stressed. Like, you can literally ask my mom, like, I get so stressed out for like literally no reason. Anxiety and stress can literally take over your whole life. Like, you could like, for me, it's like I come up against one small little problem or one little tiny thing that not working out the way that I want it to, and literally get stressed about the whole thing and just like tears, crying, and I can't come up with a solution because I also don't know how to ask for help. So it's like, oh my goodness, girl, what is going on? Like, my mom comes up in the room, like, why are you in my room? Like, why are you crying? Like, literally tears, stressed out. And I am a overachiever, or I would not even say an overachiever, just a high achiever. Like, I set really high expectations for myself, like without even anybody else putting expectation on me. I set really high expectations for myself, but I feel like it's a lot of us. We set really high expectations for ourselves, so when those expectations are not being met, or they're taking longer to be met, or we're just not satisfied, or we're disappointed with ourselves, it just causes a lot of stress and anxiety. And so that was like, I had to get out of it, and that comes from like that stems, anxiety and stress for me stems from perfection. Like, trying to be perfect, trying to be everything, trying to do everything, trying to meet goals in this time frame, or meet goals and I'm not meeting them. So it's like, I'm stressed. Like, I'm gonna say the solution for me, we're going to tell y'all the solution, was number one, prayer. when I was getting so stressed and having so much anxiety, I wasn't praying enough. And so my mom was like, girl, you're not praying enough. You're not praying enough. So once I got into prayer and like just at least starting praying every morning and praying about anxiety and stress, like God taking that away from me, literally immediate weight being lifted off my shoulders, like having so much peace. Really, that was the number one solution. And then number two was time management. So I wasn't managing my time the way I was supposed to. And I feel like that happens to a lot of us. Like, okay, we set these high expectations for ourselves, these high goals, like, y'all probably started off 2022, but your goals are running down and you want to hit them by this point, but like, you're not managing your time. So then that time comes around and you didn't hit the goal, or you're still trying to hit the goal right before you wanted to hit the goal, and it's like, that just added stress on top of you. So I had to learn how to manage my time. Even with YouTube, I really don't stress about doing my videos because I have a time frame. I have different times. I want to record this time, I need to edit this time, I need to post this time, I need to have it all together. And like I have school, I have YouTube, I have Instagram, like I have friends, I have family. So it's just making sure that you have all that time. And then I have alone time, I have time with God. Like, it's making sure that you're making time for each of those major things in your life. I have extracurriculars, like I like to go out, I like to dance, I like to have dance parties in my room by myself. So even that, just down to the smallest details, I make a time for having a dance party in my room. I'm gonna have a 1 hour dance party in my room by myself and just dance around and release stress. And then also number 3 was finding things that helped me release stress. Like, literally dancing around in my room releases so much stress. It's just like a time of freedom and just doing nothing and just like dancing to my favorite songs, listening to my favorite music, and it just helps release so much stress. That like happy thing, the happy chemical that they say releases. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I'm gonna put it in the video, like put it on the screen. Like that happy chemical that releases when you're just doing stuff that makes you stress free. Literally that, so much of that. When I have dance parties in my room, I watch my favorite TV shows. I enjoy watching my favorite TV shows or watching YouTube. Like that is really fun to me. Shopping, retail therapy is a real thing. So retail therapy, that makes me happy and it makes me really stressed. So also I have one more tip, like letting go of certain stuff, like certain situations, certain relationships, and certain things would bring me stress. But once like I let that go, it was like all the weight was lifted off my shoulders. Once I let the responsibility go of it, or we talked about anxiety and stress, there's no reason to be anxious. There's no reason to be anxious, because what does being anxious do for you? Does that solve the problem? Does that bring solution? Does crying because you're anxious bring solution? Like, I'm talking to myself right now. Literally, I have to ask myself, you're crying about this situation, but does it bring solution? Does it bring resolution? Does it bring any type of change to the situation? No, it doesn't. There's no reason to cry. There's no reason to be anxious. There's no reason to be stressed out, because it's also getting you farther away from the solution, the resolution to the problem. Like, it's not helping. It's not helping. It's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. It's not helping you. So yeah, those are like my little tips. Number 1, pray. That was the main thing that helped me, pray. Number 2, time management. Manage your time, manage yourself better. That's gonna take self-control and discipline. That's a little tidbit on there. Self-control and discipline. Finding things that make you happy and make you stress-free, make you release the stress. That's number 3. What else did I say? Number 4, letting it go. Like, literally just let it go. Even if it's the smallest thing in the moment, let it go. Come back to it, because you'll come back to it with a new, fresh mindset. Number 4, let it go. And number 5, we are not perfect and we don't do everything right, and things don't always work out the way that they are supposed to. So just remember those 5 things, because those help me so much with my stress. My anxiety tips help so much. So I want you to try it and comment down below what you think. If you try any of these, or if you have experienced stress and anxiety before, and what helped you get over your stress and anxiety. So on to the next section. So this next section is about procrastination. So I talked about it a little bit in the last segment about stress and anxiety, but procrastination is also a thing that I deal with. Like, oh, I can do it later. I can edit the video later. I can do my chores later. I can make up my bed later. Like this, I could do it later. That just be like, I could do it later. But why would you do it later when you could do it now? That's like the question. Why would you do it later when you could do it now? And I'm still like struggling with that like right now. And I know a lot of people that struggle with that. And it's also, for me, it like stems from a little bit, I don't deal with it that much anymore, because it's like I said, I question myself, why would you do it later when you can do it now? And it's just holding myself accountable and doing it now. It stems from laziness. It stems from laziness. Like, oh, I can do it later. I have time. Like I said that at the time. Are we wasting our time? Are we wasting our time? But I have time to do it. So like, when I know that I have time to do it and I don't have to do it immediately right now, I can do it later. But why would you do it later when you can do it now? That is the thing. And so why would you do it later when you could do it now? Like, I wasted so much time that I could do it later, or I could just do it, put it off in the future, and I'll do it when I get to it, or I'll do it when it becomes a problem. Like that'd be our thing. I'll do it when it becomes a problem, or it becomes really urgent, or I really urgently need to do it. Like, no, do it now. Like, do it now. There's no better time than to do it other than now. There's no better time than now to do it. That business, do it now. Don't put it off. Write it down. Come up with a plan and do it now. Come up with some steps. Do it now. Write that book. Do it now. Don't put it off till later, because the ideas ain't gonna be fresh later. You might forget later. Do it now. Do it in the moment. Do it now. Do it now. It's best. It's just best to do it now. So procrastination, I don't really be dealing with that no more, because I be like, you have to do it now. Who else is gonna push you to do it now besides you? You are your number one cheerleader. Do it now. Who else is gonna push you as best as I can push myself? And it takes accountability. Like, you have to be accountable to yourself. Procrastination is something I used to deal with because I was making excuses for myself and not being accountable to myself or for myself. Like, you could do it now. I'm not understanding it. So you have to push yourself to do it now. You have to push that spirit of procrastination off. You have to tell the devil, no, procrastination cannot have me. Laziness cannot have me. I am a disciplined person. I have self-control. I'm accountable to myself. I'm disciplined. So I do it now in the moment because I have discipline and I have self-control. And I'm not lazy. So that's procrastination for you. The easiest thing, the easiest solution is to tell yourself to do it now. Is to tell yourself to do it now. That's the easiest solution that I can give you, is to tell yourself to do it now. So, yeah.